just so much cooler than me. Like, she's just looking so fly, and my hair is so nappy. Like, I just realized I did not do our couple justice. But just a quick intro. She's going to be sharing a little bit of her life, and my hope is that she would just encourage you. But she is, for the last 10 years, just invested her life in pouring into youth as a youth pastor. And so, you know, I've seen her in action, and I know that she loves loving on others. And so we're just blessed to have her, and I'm just going to get out of the way so you can do your thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, I think I'm going to get him hair product for Christmas because something's going to happen with that. But good morning. Thank you for having me. My name's Ilcian, and I don't know if you've ever heard that name, but I think my mom took it from like a very unread part of the Bible, and then my dad just added letters to it, so it became its own thing. So it's always complicated to explain to people what my name is. Sometimes I'll just call me Pepper. Like, I'll come up with a different name because it's too complicated to explain. But anyways, my name's Ilcian, and my name means a lot to me, even though it's so different. And because I like standing out, I'm really struggling, you guys, so I need your guys' help. So people are asking me if I'm going to take Carlos's last name. And I'm like, Gomez? Everybody is Gomez. Like, Ilcian is so unique, and Lemus is kind of unique. Not a lot of people have Lemus, you know? So what do you guys think? Yes? Okay, how many no's? Let me see how many no's. Oh, man, seriously? Okay. Everybody got your back, Mr. Gomez. Okay, no, I'm kidding. So, going back to my story. When I was a little kid, I don't know about you, but I've always dreamed of what I wanted to be. So, as a little kid, I wanted to be an ice cream man. Okay, not even an ice cream woman. I wanted to be an ice cream man because I'm like, it's the best job in the world. You get all the ice cream you want, and it's like right there, and you make other people happy by giving them ice cream. And I thought that was like the best dream I could have as a 6-year-old, you know. And then as I grew older, I realized, like, you know, I don't think I want to do that. So I thought, okay, how about I become like somebody that helps people out? So I could become a doctor. I love helping people out, bringing healing to people. But then I realized it really freaks me out when I see blood and like stuff everywhere. So I was like, I can't do that. And so I kept like changing my mind. And so when I was a senior in high school, my teacher asked me, Ilcian, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, And I said, you know what? I don't really know what I want to be. How many of you guys like know exactly what you want to do when you get older or once you graduate? You know, like, this is what I want. Yeah, I was not like you guys. I like kept changing my mind, and I kept having to figure out, what do I want to do? And so when my teacher asked me this, I just remember like this boldness inside of me, just saying, you know what? I just want to be someone that makes a difference. I want to make a difference. And hopefully make money along the way, you know, like make a difference and just be able to help people out. And that's what I wanted to become. And so when I went to college, I went into Cal State LA undecided, undeclared. I didn't declare a major because I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I go in there, and they give you a year to figure it out. And the end of the year came, and they're like, okay, you have to pick a major. And I was like, I don't know what I want. I want everything. Can I just like do a little bit of everything? They're like, no, you have to decide one thing. Or maybe two things. And I was like, okay. So I took, you know, introductory classes, and I fell in love with criminal justice. I just loved being able to help people solve, you know, a mystery, or being able to help bring solution or resolve, you know, when people lose a family member, just being able to bring closure to them. And I fell in love with the idea of problem solving and figuring out, like, I want to become a homicide investigator. And that became my dream. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to graduate, and once I graduate, I want to join, you know, the sheriff's department, do 5 years in correctional prisons, and then after 5 years, then I want to go and move my way up to become a homicide investigator. And that became my dream. So I studied hard. I went to college. I ditched some classes, but I went to most of them. I still managed to get into Dean's List and do all that, and I was so set, which was weird for me, because usually I have no idea what I want to do, right? So I'm set, and I'm like, I'm going to do this. And I graduate college. I start the application process to be a sheriff's person. And so it's a long application. It's so long. It's like 10, 20 pages. And then you have to take test after test. They have to test your IQ and this and that, and you have to do all this. So I did all that. And then you have to go through a background check, and then they assign a special investigator to you. So there's someone investigating everything you've done, interviewing every single one of your neighbors and family members. And so I knew that. And so, I lived a pretty decent life. The one thing I never did, because the reason why I never did drugs was because I told myself, I don't want to be dumb. And I really believed all the DARE classes that told you that if you did drugs, your brain would fry. And I was like, I'm too smart for that. I don't want to lose that. And so I kept myself. I tried to live a good life. I tried to be an example to my community and my brothers. I'm the oldest out of 5. And so I had a big role to play in their lives. So here I am, and I'm in this process of going to the sheriff's department. And I started working at this nonprofit called Para los Niños, for the children. And I'm working as an after-school teacher, and I started working with kindergartens. And here I am working, and this case started, and this investigation process started. And I have to take a lie detector test, right? How many of you guys ever had to take a lie detector test? No? You do? You have? Okay, so here I am taking it. So they hook you up to all these machines, but first they make you fill out this test, and they ask you all kinds of questions, like personal questions, like they want to know every chisme and gossip your tia has on you, like want to know everything, right? So here I am filling this out, and they'll ask you, have you ever done drugs? I'm like, no. Have you ever been drunk? I'm like, no. I know, I was like such a goody two-shoes back then. I don't know what happened. And then here I am, and so I'm filling all this out. And they ask you about your family members. So I was honest. My dad struggles with cocaine, so I put it on there. My cousin is a banger, so I put it on there, gangster. And so, because you have to be honest, right? So I was honest as I could be. And then they hook you up to the light, and then they ask you some of the same questions, And so they asked me, have you ever done drugs? And I was like, no. And the little machine said that I was lying. I was like, what? I've never, never, And then they asked me if I have ever stolen large sums of money. I'm like, no. Gum is all I stole from my mom's purse, and I got slapped in the face for it. So I learned not to do it again, no. And so this whole thing of just going through this process, and the machine kept saying I was lying about some things that I've never done. And I was like, what in the world? And so I failed the lie detector test, which broke my heart, because I'm like, I'm not lying about these things. I've never done drugs. I've never stolen money. And so what they told me is, you can file an affidavit and you can fight it. I was like, I will fight it. I will do this. Nothing's going to get in the way of my dream. And so I'm fighting this process. And the investigator, maybe a month later, I'm in my classroom with my kindergartens, and I'm teaching them. I think it was during nap time. And then they called me, and I picked up the phone call. And they're like, yeah, this is Detective so-and-so, calling about your case. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I am calling you to notify you that you've been disqualified from the process. I was like, excuse me? Maybe I didn't hear you right, Like the guy right now. Wait, did I hear you right? 3 weeks? I was like, wait, did I hear you right? I've been disqualified? This is my dream. And the officer's like, I'm sorry, Miss Lemus, there's just so many discrepancies, and we can't let it go. And what really affects you is your dad's drug use, and the thing is, you're still living with them. If you were living somewhere else, we could oversee it. But you're still living at home with your dad, and your cousin lives with you guys, and it doesn't look good for someone that wants to go into law enforcement to have all these things, right? And I just remember hanging up, and I cried the ugliest cry ever. And I felt like I was mad. I was angry. I was angry at God, right? Because I'm a God person, so I always pray about things. So I had prayed about this, and I felt like I had the peace of God leading me to say, yes, do it. And so here I am, and my dream is shattered, and I was like, what in the world, right? I used other words. And I was like, this was my dream. If you didn't have this for me, then why did I get a degree in criminal justice? Then why did you let me go to college and do all these things? And I started getting so angry and so mad. And I just remember in the midst of all of that, like just having this thought of just dream up a new dream. So this dream broke and shattered, and you can't do it. Dream up a new dream. And that's what I want to encourage you guys with. I don't know if you've ever held on to something so tight that when the moment you don't get it, you can't see past it. You focus so much on what you didn't get or what you don't have that you forget and you don't realize all the things that you do have. You know, when another shattered dream, since we're talking about that, was 7 years ago when the guy that I was supposed to marry back then broke up with me. I held on to that dream of marrying him for so tightly that when he broke up with me, my world was shattered. And I remember just wanting to think of like why he didn't want me, or why it didn't work out, or why God would allow this to happen to me, why this pain, why the disappointment, why the brokenness. And then just remembering, hearing this truth that says, do not dwell in the past. Just look to the new thing. So one thing that I want to encourage you guys with, in your dreams, I don't know what dreams you have right now. Maybe you've dreamed of a family that would be so, loving. And I know that I did, and I'm just like, nope. I got chanclas and, and a lot of violence, domestic violence. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to give up that dream. It doesn't mean that I'm going to say, okay, I'm not going to dream that anymore, because I still believe that I can have that. See, T.D. Jakes says this, you got to shake that song, you got to shake your moneymaker, and people like shake it down here. He's like, your moneymaker is up here. So if you're going to shake your moneymaker, you got to like shake it up here, because God's giving you an ability to think beyond any disappointment. God's given you an ability to be the one that creates a solution when nobody else sees the solution. And so and that's what I had to do. And that's what I told myself when I heard that you got to dream up a new dream. So I couldn't be a homicide investigator. I couldn't become what I wanted to become. And at that moment, I was working with a nonprofit. And I remember thinking like, okay, I'm just going to, give my all to this right now until another door opens, right? My mom would always say, like, you got to keep knocking until a door opens. And so I just kept wanting, okay, I'm going to be here and I'm going to give it my best. And then an opportunity came up and they're like, hey, we're starting a youth center. Do you want to become the supervisor that runs this entire center? So it's middle school, high school students on Skid Row. And I was like, definitely, I'll do it. Because even though it was hard and working with youth, I don't know if your teachers can agree with me, but it is not easy working with young people. It is hard. And so I knew that that I wanted to do that I wanted to still work. And I still the dream was still to make a difference. Remember I told you at the beginning, like, I just want to be someone that makes a difference. And so maybe I couldn't make a difference. But see, the thing is, I'm not a homicide investigator that helps people solve and grieve and go through their loss. But I'm someone that helps young people go through moments of loss now. I'm still someone that helps people, like, comfort them in their need and in their struggle. So maybe my dream wasn't exactly like I had dreamed it, but I always feel like when one dream shatters, there's always a new one that can come out of that. So I want to encourage you guys, I don't know where you failed to stop dreaming. I don't know where pain has taken the ability for you to see what can be, but continue to push forward. Because I know that even though it gets hard, you can't put your focus on what you didn't have or what you didn't get. You got to keep looking forward to the new thing that this life wants to bring you. I say that God wants to bring you, but this life wants to bring you. Like, you got to keep looking to that, because there's going to be so many reasons for you to give up. There's going to be so much pain coming your way, but you can't give up. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep dreaming a new dream. So you didn't pass that test to become that, person that, so you try it again. Keep trying it again. Keep trying it again. Don't give up until it's there. And so I just want to encourage you guys, don't let anything steal your dream. Don't let anyone tell you it can't be done. Sometimes this is what I feel like. Every single one of us has such an amazing potential. But for a seed to come to be an amazing plant, it has to be first put on the ground and it has to die. There's a process in the seed that it has to die. And when it dies, then it becomes this amazing plant and this amazing fruit that it gives so much fruit. But see, some of us, once we get trapped in that darkness, we want to give up. But that's when we're supposed to fight the hardest. That's when we're supposed to keep going. Because that's when the seed takes the transformation process of becoming this beautiful plant. So I don't know where in your life you are. Maybe somebody has taken away your dream. I remember one of my dreams used to be, I want to be a virgin when I get married. And I know it's a crazy dream to have, but that was a dream that I had. And at 19 years old, someone took that dream from me. And it wasn't because I said, okay, yeah, but it was a rape. They took that from me. And I couldn't hold on to that dream anymore. But I knew that I wasn't going to give up. That I knew that I was going to trust that healing would come. So in your broken dreams, there's going to be healing that you need to come to. But don't put your focus on the pain. Put your focus and don't lose the vision, because I think what broken dreams can bring sometimes is they completely shatter our dreams. And they completely take the focus, and all of a sudden the vision that we could see clearly, it's all blur and you can't see, and all you see is fog. But you gotta keep going. It's like the story of the swimmer. She was swimming the Channel Islands, and she was going to be the first one to do it, and she was swimming. And there was people all around her, and there was sharks in the water, but she still wanted to do this crazy dream that she had. Her goal was to be the first one to cross it. And she's swimming, then all of a sudden this fog sets in, and she can't see the shore. And she's swimming, she gets so tired, she's like, I just pull me up. And the people were like, no, you can keep going. No, just pull me up. The fact that she couldn't see the shore, her dream, her goal, made her give up. So they pulled her in the water, and once the fog cleared, the shore was only a few meters away. And I think for our lives, it's the same thing. Sometimes a broken dream or the pain or the disappointment of the choices we've made or that other people have made for us and has affected and hurt us, like it could bring this cloud of fog, and we're like, I can't see how my life will get better. But then if you just continue to hold on, and sometimes it's not your strength, but the strength of others cheering you on, and then just keep going. Just like little Nemo, in that movie Nemo, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, just keep going. Because it's there, but it's only there if you continue to move forward with vision. So don't lose your vision when dreams get shattered. Don't lose your focus. Don't focus on the wrong things. Focus on the reality that, okay, so this didn't happen. I could dream up a new dream. Can you say that with me? Or say that to the person next to you, dream up a new dream. Dream up a new dream. And now I could say that I'm loving my job. This is my dream job. Working with youth, working with young people, seeing them succeed, holding them through their pain. Like, I love doing this, and I am making a difference in people's lives. So you are called to make a difference. You are called to be people that just dream big dreams, right? It's part of what you do as Cloud and Fire. Dream big, work hard, dream big. So keep dreaming. Don't give up your dreams. Thank you, guys.
Thank you to the future Mrs. Gomez, right? We all agreed that. All right, so Ilcian is going to be a part of the community, so if you guys ever want to just reach out, especially the ladies, I think she can really encourage all of us. So, guys.